Great, thank you very much, Raquel. And now to give the large educational organisation perspective, we have Anna Lloyd.
Thank you very much. So I'm Anna, I'm from Cambridge, and when I heard what Andrew was doing, the first thing I tried to do was find a poetry reference about learner-centred design, but I'm sure you can imagine how hard that was. So the best I can do is try and be brief. So it's a big topic, but 5 minutes isn't long, so I'm just going to focus on one thing, which is what we've really learned, which is to get the product right, you have to get the problem right and really understand it. And the best way to do that is to hear it directly from the learner. So I'm going to talk about some things that we've done that has helped us be successful with that. Because if you're not really addressing a problem, you don't have a chance really, because even if your product is free, even if you have a list of benefits as long as your arm, if you're competing with all the things the learner should be doing and all the things that they'd rather be doing, and so it has to be good. So the first example I'm going to talk about is listening to things learners have already told you. So whatever channel it is that you have, and in our case we have a very large Facebook presence, we have about 10 million fans. So I'll tell you about, we produce videos for speaking test videos for students to become familiar with the exam, try and minimise their anxiety. And we were upgrading these last year, and we realised technology's moved on and we could do 360, much more immersive, should work much better with their anxiety. And instead of then just deciding to replicate what we'd done in a 360 environment, we went back to look at what they're actually worried about, from what they say on Facebook and their comments and their complaints and the things that they tell us about. And what they were worried about wasn't just the test at all. It was a lot of the stuff that comes before it. Things like, where does my phone go? And do I have to sit in a room with people I don't know? And when are they going to check my ID? And stuff like that. So instead of just doing the same that we'd done before, we did an immersive video, and you can see it on this site, that starts from when they go to the test centre, from when they open the door. So all those things that they're worried about at a time when they're already nervous, hopefully now they can have a bit of exposure to. So that's one thing, listen to what they're already telling you. If they're doing that, it's probably a real problem. The second one is try and ask open questions. So we have another project, this one, Chat to Cambridge English, which is students uploading videos and answering 10 really open questions about their learning. So why are they learning English? What do they do? How do they learn? And so we've got now 3,000 videos of learners telling us in their own words about their real priorities and problems, which we can use to inform our developments. And the third one, it's not easy to do, but try and get the learner in the room when you're developing. So it's hard to do a full end-to-end co-creation with the learner, but what you can do is try and get them in the room as part of the process. So we're developing a number of things for refugee learners of English, and we had a big kick-off event in about October last year. People from around the industry and people who work with refugees all the time, working together to try and find solutions for problems. But we also invited a bunch of refugee learners and a bunch of people who were teaching refugees, so that in every workshop we definitely had the learner talking about the problem in their own voice. So that's it really.
Got 2 minutes left, you can use those.
Oh, really? I always talk too fast. So yeah, the one thing to remember is whatever you can do, try and get the problem expressed by the learner. You're much more likely to get a clear problem, and whatever you're developing is much more likely to be the right thing.
Yeah, thanks.